Hey up people, welcome back. Well, hello, if this is your first time here, I'm Wayne. I'm glad you could join me. Right, why are so many Brits moving to America? I didn't know the word, but I can guess a few reasons probably why. There's always the American dream that we always hear of, but positivity is probably the biggest one. You more for your money, more space, bigger houses. But yeah, I reckon it's probably overall more positivity. But yeah, Emma Robinson's gonna let me know. I'll give her a subscribe, give it a like, go up to her channel and show her some love if you've not been there before. But no, positivity, a bigger house is more for your money. That's just the positivities of America there. I'm not on a without going into the negativities. There don't even have to be any positivities over there for people to want to leave Britain at the minute. I don't know. Let's find out. If I don't talk so much, I'll find out, Warner. Let's get on with it. I hope you're all well.
So many Brits moving to the US. Because if you go online or even scroll through my comment section, and yes, I see you, it's obvious that a lot
I
of
see
Brits
you.
are
Hello.
strongly against it. They're very vocal about it and sometimes a little bit rude.
There's no need for that.
No
Well.
need for that.
Now who's being rude?
No question exactly.
So here's what doesn't add up.
Before we start, again, I could always have my mind changed, but the way my mind is, that arbitrary Englishman, I could never leave my country for good, no matter what happens, whatever site goes down. But I would stay in other countries for like months at a time and that, but I'd never, ever, ever, ever. I can't. They say never, but I don't think my. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I could live in another country full time. Dual citizenship with another country. America.
Around
That I
20,000
can't move
Brits
away for
moved to the
good.
US.
That.
Let me listen to it now.
Now who's being rude?
So here's what doesn't add up. Around 20,000 Brits move to the US every single year. So today, I want to talk about them and why the reality looks so different from the conversation online. This isn't about saying one country is better or one country is worse. It's about understanding why people quietly make choices they don't always talk about publicly. So let's look at why people actually choose the US despite everything you see online. If you're already subscribed to my channel, you'll know this, but if you're new here, I'm currently living in America on a 3-year visa with my family. This move was technically temporary through my husband's military assignment, but like many Brits before us, the plan is to come back in a more permanent way. This
See, again, me saying never, that could possibly happen when I get over there. I might fall in love with it that much, never leave again. But I don't know. Again, I could have my mind changed, but I have thought about it. Could I ever leave this country, even if, God forbid, civil war and all that shit broke out? No, I don't think I could. But again, dual visa.
video is about what pulls people in, what surprises them, and what keeps them here. Because as much as I'd always wanted to live in America, I never imagined that after this 3-year visa, I would actually choose and fight to live here permanently. That means choosing to live away from what I know and away from my friends and my family. That is no small
I'm okay. I've got no friends, so I'm good on that.
thing. Of course, this is shaped by personal circumstances, careers, and where you live in the US. So if your experience has been different, I would genuinely love to hear about it in the comments. But for many Brits, the biggest pull is still what people call the American dream. People don't always like to talk about money, but it is a fact of life, and it plays a huge role in decisions like this.
The
We're here
the thing I need to understand about the American dream, opposed to, I know we don't say anything like the English dream or British dream or anything like that. or you hear any other places say it. Is it just that there's more opportunities in America? Because here you can be successful. You just got to apply yourself, ain't you, and just work hard. And I feel as though you've got to do that in America as well. But bigger place, more opportunities,
Through my
more money.
husband's role, but the earning potential and career opportunities we've experienced in the US are a huge reason that we can even consider staying here long term. In many industries, US salaries are simply higher than they are in the UK,
See, I knew
and that
that.
often translates into a better standard of living. We felt that here in Pennsylvania, which isn't even a cheap state. It's ranked around the 27th most expensive. So this isn't just about moving somewhere dirt cheap. The US is a global economic powerhouse with broader opportunities in
So it's
certain
about mid-range
sectors.
then.
And while taxes vary widely from state to state, overall taxation is generally lower than in the UK. Even here, with relatively high state taxes, the lifestyle trade off has been worth it for us. The difference really hits when you look at housing. Outside of major cities around us, like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, bigger homes and more living space are far more common than in the UK. I've covered this properly in another video, so I won't repeat it.
She's it on the ones that I said so far, the American Dream and the salary, the wages and that. But I wonder if she does mention the positivity, the optimism.
Here, you definitely won't find a washing machine in your kitchen here. But space doesn't stop at the front door. America is just big. Beaches, mountains, deserts, forests, often just a short flight away. We've already visited over 20 states, exploring national parks, state parks, museums, beaches, and historical sites. The sheer choice when it comes to leisure and lifestyle is something the UK just can't match in the same way. Honestly, the biggest
Excuse me.
difference isn't money or space, it's the mindset. And you feel that in everyday
See, again, it's a true thing about mindset. She's got to be going into it now. So again, it ain't really about the money and the space. It is a bit, of course, but the mindset. I don't think I could change my mindset even living in America. I don't know. I don't know.
life, in how people talk, in how they talk about work, in how you'll often hear why not instead of that won't work, and in how much less people seem to care where you came from as long as you're willing to try. There's a genuine belief here in fresh starts, in the idea that where you begin doesn't have to define where you end up. I love that you can arrive in America
See, it's not as if we told it, but it's implied. Oh, don't do that. You're just gonna mess it up. Just stick to what you know. That's kind of the repression. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I've seen things about where it came from, and it makes sense. It's the class system, but I can't really remember what it said. It's 1,000+ years of invasions and things going wrong and plagues and that it's over generations. It's like it's gonna go wrong, so don't get too excited about things being happy. It's gonna go tits up. So yeah, old
work
documentary about
hard
it.
and build something for your family in a way that can feel far more difficult in Britain or wider Europe, where higher taxes and rigid systems can be real barriers. And while I'm no entrepreneur, it's interesting that
Entrepreneur.
despite having more billionaires
I
and
look at my
millionaires
studio,
than
sir.
anywhere else, the US actually feels less class bound than the UK. There's less emphasis on background and more emphasis on what you do, how hard you work.
See, I do want to watch a video on the class system in America because you can climb your class system, I believe, through wealth, through money, but it doesn't matter. If you're working class, you'll always be working class. If you're posh, you'll always be posh. If you're middle class, you'll always be that. Don't matter how much or little money you've got. And they stand out if they're in the wrong place. But You guys celebrate people that have made it up the ranks, as it were. But yeah, I say it's not done in harshness here, but I don't know. I don't know.
And what you contribute, despite its enormous cultural diversity on background and more emphasis on what you do, how hard you work, and what you contribute, despite its enormous cultural diversity, especially in the cities. America still largely operates on the idea that effort and ability matters more than anything else. Now, that doesn't mean it's perfect. There are real downsides and some very cultural shocks, especially around things like healthcare and social safety nets. And that's exactly what I'll be covering in part two on Saturday. But Brits have been moving to America for centuries, from the 17th century settlers to modern
Yes,
professionals
they have.
today. What's interesting is that we're now seeing movement both ways. Americans are increasingly moving to the UK too, and they now make up around 0.4% of the UK population, mostly in London and the south of England. So, this isn't about one country being better, it's about why people choose differently. For a lot of people, that
Absolutely.
choice is more private and more practical than the internet makes it seem. If you're British and living in the US, I would love to know what made you move and whether it matched the reality. And if you're American thinking about Britain, part two
Imagine in 5, 10 years' time, I'm making a video like this saying why I moved to America.
might change
You
how
never
you
know.
see it. For me personally, moving to America is one of the best things that I and my entire family has ever done, and that is what this channel is focused on, our move to America. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching, and a big thank you to my channel members.
Right, bless you. Very good. As long as you're happy. Right, not really enjoyed that. I know I said at the beginning I couldn't see myself ever leaving the UK. I could split the time. I could live anywhere in the world, and I don't know. I yearn for my own. I don't know. Even as a kid going on holiday abroad and that with my parents, I just want to get back to England. I don't know why. But yeah, no, as I said, just think 5, 10 years time I might be making one of these videos. Why I moved to America. Why Britain sucks. No, it's not Britain sucks, the people don't. It's the establishments. Right, anyway, I really enjoyed that. That was good. If you guys liked it, give us a thumbs up and all that good stuff. And I massively appreciate you all. I'll see you next time.